Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, this article came out today, and I think it's so important for us within the real estate community to talk about inflation. We talk about everything else, right? We talk about rates, we talk about appreciation, we talk about forecasting the market, but we really don't talk about inflation. And it's such a sneaky but important element to the overall equation when it comes to real estate, especially for buyers and sellers, right? Because a lot of buyers out there are budgeting, they're trying to see if they can afford the monthly payment, but they're not leaving wiggle room for inflation. So what happens is 2, 3, 4 years from now, when everything is more expensive, that inflation starts eating away from their lifestyle budget, from the budget they had set aside for going to a nice restaurant every now and then, going to the movies, bowling, vacations, stuff like that. And you find yourself years down the road that you're in a situation where you're barely making ends meet. Nothing else changed except inflation. The same thing applies to sellers. A lot of sellers right now are trying to time the market, see if, all right, should I list my property right now? Should I wait? This article is great, and it gives you it sheds some really good light into that, because, it says that over year, we've seen a 0.78% appreciation in real estate prices right here locally in San Diego. So it's not even 1%. So, and that 0.78% is being eaten away, or it's eroding as a result of the more than 3% inflation that we're seeing. So what's the point on waiting if the appreciation is not being able to catch up with the inflation? But one of the biggest mistakes that I see out there is that a lot of buyers and sellers are operating from a place where they're trying to time the market, as opposed to operating from a place when you're financially ready and when everything financially makes sense. And what typically ends up happening is you end up missing the mark. And by the time that you decide to execute on your decision, you already on your decision that was triggered by you timing the market, you're already behind the curveball. See ya.